Big Dog Brett. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. Today we're going to be talking about the Cincinnati Bearcats' upcoming season prediction, and we're going to get into it right after this. All right, guys. So the Cincinnati Bearcats are a quality football team from a group of 5. They made history last year by being the first team to ever get into the college football playoff, being a Power 5, being a Group 5 school. That having been said, not last year before last, but you know what I meant. Guys, this is a quality football team. Coach Fickle has got this thing moving in the right direction. He's doing all kind of great things out there. He put up a great fight against UGA. Then they got cornered with Alabama last year, and Alabama last year was an animal. Just a quality, solid football team. So the recruiting's getting better out there. They're moving to the Big 12. Things are certainly going in the right direction. But we've got to talk about this season, and we're going to talk about how they stack up this year. Now, they sent 9 players last year into the NFL, which I believe is a record for them, which would be a record for most teams. That's really saying something. A lot of respect for that football team, a lot of respect for Desmond Ridder and Jerome Ford. My opinion, 2 of the best guys on that team. We can have conversations about the wide receivers if you want to, but at the end of the day, what I really am looking at is the players that they lost versus what they are having to rebuild that whole program with. So let's talk about what they lost initially, and then we'll go from there. So obviously Desmond Ridder, he's gone. He went to the Falcons. Jerome Ford was actually a transfer from Alabama, I believe, running back. Can't remember right off top of my head where he went, but he was a great guy. Great running back. Lost Alan Pierce. I think Alan Pierce went to the Colts. It was the Colts. Then we had MJ Sanders. He went to the Cardinals. Sauce Gardner went to the Jets. Brian Cook went to the Chiefs. Kobe Bryant went to Seattle. Beavers went to the Giants. And Jerome went to the Browns. That's right. So 9 players drafted. Absolutely phenomenal. But when you have 9 NFL players, that tells you a couple of things. Number one, they're doing a great job coaching over there. They're finding the right talent. They're getting the right guys in position, in place. They're coaching them up. They're teaching them exactly what they need to know to move them on to the next level. So that hasn't changed. Luke Fickle hasn't changed that. That's his program. That's what he wants to do. He's showing he can do that. And because of that, he is now going to be able to recruit even better because he can turn around and say, hey, look, here's what I did. I can put you in the NFL if you listen to me. So the recruiting is going to continue to improve. So let's talk about what they have coming back. Now, Desmond Ridder was a quality quarterback, certainly one of the best in the industry. He is now being replaced by Evan Prater, who is a 6'4", 6'5", depending on where you look. 4-star, highly recruited quarterback. I think he was a number 6 or 7 dual threat quarterback in the country whenever he was recruited. He played backup all last year. He should be the starting guy. It shouldn't be a question. This guy's got the right build. He's everything you want to see in a traditional quarterback. Tall, big, fast, all those things. So I don't see any problems with him taking over the position. He may have some growing pains initially, but once he gets those under control, he'll iron and smooth it out. It'll be just fine. Last year's primary running back was Jerome Ford, who was an SEC transfer. That's what they're doing again this year. They're taking Corey Kiner from LSU, who is a running back who was a highly recruited 4-star player who went to LSU, didn't appreciate all the drama down there, so he went to Cincinnati. So running back position should be solid. Tyler Scott, I believe, is returning. He got 30 receptions last year, so he's likely going to move to the WR1 position. You guys also have a really talented tight end in Josh Wiley. He's a veteran player. I think this is his 3rd or 4th, maybe his 4th or 5th season. He's going to be a big target. You get those 2 guys lined up on the same side, and a running back there. I mean, this could be a really powerful offense. Taking into consideration that most of the offensive line returns, the offense should be pretty solid. They may have some hiccups and bumps coming out of the gate, but they should be fine. There is a little bit of a question about the depth on the offense, but I think the offense is going to be fine, especially playing in the conference you're playing in. So now let's flip over and talk about the defense. With the defense, you guys lost your best edge rusher, your best linebacker, your best safety, and your best corner. Wow, that's really a lot to lose. But you guys do have Javon Hicks coming back and Arquan Bush. So I think you guys are going to be okay on defense. I don't think your defense is going to be as good initially out of the gate as it was last year, but it should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. Now let's jump over and talk about the schedule a little bit. The schedule is not the hardest schedule. It's not the easiest schedule. Certainly not the hardest schedule. I do want to pat Luke Fickell on the back for being the kind of coach that'll play an SEC team, non-conference, right out of the gate. It's like, you know what, we're fine. We'll play Arkansas. We'll play anybody. And so that's what they're doing. Week 1, they're playing Arkansas. Arkansas has head coach Sam Pittman, who was a former head coach, not head coach. He was a former offensive line coach for Georgia. He got the starting position of head coach for Arkansas, and he's really turned that program around. That program has come a long way. They're getting bigger, they're getting faster, they're getting stronger. They're an extremely physical football team. This is going to be an interesting game, considering that they bring back KJ Jefferson, who was their quarterback from last year, highly talented individual, and they're also getting the offensive 5-star player from Oklahoma, Jaden Hasselwood. They're also returning. Arkansas is also bringing in OU transfer Jaden Hazelwood, 5-star receiver. Guy's highly talented. This game's going to be on the road at Arkansas, so it's going to be really tough. The playing in an SEC environment is already hard. The Arkansas fan base hasn't been this fired up in many, many years. Arkansas used to be a really quality football team in the SEC, and then they took a big step back, and there was a couple of years there where they really had some bad seasons. So now they're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. They're really excited. They want to get after it. So I think this is going to be you guys' first loss. Unfortunately, I think it's going to start out 0-1. The good news is that you guys are going to have a really, really solid season. I'm not going to go through every team's. You guys should plow through everybody until you get to SMU. Morokai there, which is their quarterback, is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He's going to be tough to beat. The Bearcats may be on that roll at this point where they feel really good. They may have some momentum, but SMU is not a pushover. This is a coin toss. This could go either way. Then you guys have to play UCF. And UCF has been taken over head coach Gus Malzahn. Now, Gus Malzahn is a veteran head coach from the SEC. He coached Auburn for years and years. And yes, he went to UCF after Scott Frost went to Nebraska. Some people may say the reason he went to UCF was because he couldn't beat Alabama consistently. That's a tough job for anybody. So if Gus Malzahn was able to, on occasion, beat Alabama, it's more than most coaches in college football can say now. There's only a handful of coaches in college football that can say they beat Nick Saban, and the ones that say that are usually in talks for a national championship. So that's a lot to be said for that. Put that aside, I mean, it's very, very likely that you guys will win 10 games. You should go somewhere around 10-2. You could potentially go undefeated, but you could potentially go 9-3. So I'm going to say you guys go 10-2. If I'm off by 11-1 or 9-3 is what it is. But this is a quality football team. Luke Fickell has done a great job recruiting and coaching there. You guys are going to have some talent step up and fill some positions, but you lose a lot from a depth chart that was not super deep to start with. So it's hard to say undefeated. Unfortunately, because this is a group of 5 school, unless you guys go undefeated, it's highly unlikely that you're going to get into the college football playoff again. It's a great football team. I enjoyed playing Cincinnati Bearcats. It was a very physical, fun game, but and almost beat Georgia, by the way. But what I will say is that this year, unless you go undefeated, I don't see a way that you guys get into the college football playoffs. But no doubt about it, you guys will be in the top 10 in the country if you finish 11-1 or 10-2. So, and that's all I really got for you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. Come back throughout the season. We'll go through some more stuff. We'll see you guys real soon. Have a great day. God bless. Go Dogs.